Yes. Well, got people waiting, and let's see. Give me a second, guys. And conversation's going. I'm gonna bring up my desktop in case things stop again. I saw people waiting, so I came in early. All right. Squirrel Sniper, how are you, my friend? One that is fully informed is not easily deceived. Squirrel Sniper comes in with a bang. Greeting beautiful souls from across the pond, but under the same skies. Certified Worm Farmer. Hey, I have a question for you. Is that what you do? That's pretty awesome. Ahmed is here. Ahmed, how are you? I got you up and playing, my friend. Slime Diver is here. Blessed day, brother. Hello, my friend. How are you? Certified Warren Farmer says, good afternoon, Marty. Peace be with you, and also with everyone else. You as well, my friend. Thank you for that. Let's see. Raha, blessings, my friend. Noodle Night Watcher says hello. Noodle Night Watcher. I'd like that change. I came in early just for you, Night Watcher. I figured you might be the one waiting. Glitch. Pleasant morning to all. Maybe we be ready and willing to receive the knowledge we have been given. We are being given. It's an interesting thing to say. I don't have any knowledge, and I have nothing to give. Well, that's not true. I have love to give. I have kindness to give. I have compassion to give. Knowledge is a fickle thing. We think we have it. I'm almost certainly better off when I let it go. At least the kind of knowledge that, there's a knowledge. My body has knowledge. It knows exactly what to do. My heart knows how to pump. My blood knows how to flow. My mind knows how to think. My awareness knows how to hold all of that in its own spacious understanding. But me, at least the me that's, the ego, knows how to make a mess of everything. And every mess I've ever been in has been the direct result of me believing that I know something, that I'm certain this is true, that I'm right, everyone else is wrong. So, Burp Reaper says, Eric, the gentle giant, good morning, beautiful people. Remember to be polite. God loves you. Thank you for that, Reaper. Reaper just put in some big reps. Today was 5 pump day for the Reaper. Noodle says, gentle giant. Noodle doesn't seem to believe that. I can't call him Noodle. He's going to have to be a Night Watcher. Burp Reaper says, Night Watcher, I called Eric that plenty of times. Have you forgotten? My cat's here pestering me for attention. Glitch. A lot on your mind. NW. Yeah, Burpee Reaper says Eric's going to have some catching up to do right off the bat. It's like coming in and expecting a 5K, and all of a sudden I'm in the middle of a marathon. Night Watcher says, first I feel so weird. I want everyone to go silent, everything to go silent. And then Eric LaPointe gets really mad at me. I don't think he was mad at me for no reason. Now you're talking to Yogi before live started. Am I going crazy? TX Sam, Texas Sam, says, howdy. How are you, my friend? Howdy to you. Giba Patrol says, howdy, Yogi. Namaste. Namaste to you, my friend. Babushka. Hello again, Yogi. Hello, Babushka. How are you? Four-car Nate. So I'm caught up. Texas Sam says, you a fan of the show Dallas? Man, I was back in the 1980s. I know they have the reboot. I've never actually seen it. For Card 8 says, sorry, I had to make sure I don't end up on some psychotic list. Best wishes, Nightwatcher and Yogi. Thank you, my friend. So, yesterday, Texas Sam says, yeah, I watched the old ones. Yeah, they were classic. But you know what? We got to be careful. There might be someone here who doesn't actually know who shot JR, and we don't want to give that away. Yeah, it's been 40 years. There still might be one person. So you know what? Last night, I actually thought about stopping live streams, not doing them anymore. That just focusing on nature shorts, maybe doing an occasional talk, and of course my workouts, burpees, the ever-present burpees. But the reason why, no matter what I did, no matter if I followed the direction where my heart lies, somebody was going to leave. Someone was going to leave the live stream. Someone was going to be upset. And I didn't see options. The best thing, just to stop. But then, you know what? I figured I'm never going to make anyone happy. It's not my job to make anyone happy. It's not my job to do anything. I'm not a truth speaker. I'm not here to set things right. I'm not here to make anyone feel better. None of that is my responsibility. That's your responsibility for you. My job is to tend to my garden. And when I can be, to quote the prayer of St. Francis, when I can be an instrument of peace, the instrument of God's peace, whatever God of your understanding, when I can do that, then I'm in the right place, doing the right thing. Anything outside of that isn't my concern. And when I say not my concern, it doesn't mean I don't care. It doesn't mean that I don't care for the people that come here, because I do. But I can't control it. The entanglements of someone else's life aren't my entanglement. I got my own. And I've been dealing with them for, I'm 59, and I've been thinking about this stuff since I was in my early teens, if not before. Let's see. Now what you said, Yogi, is it true? Eric Lapie and Barb talked me badly in a live? I don't know. But again, Night Watcher, we're not going to concern ourselves with that. Well, I'm not going to concern myself with that. I don't know what anyone did in a live, except for what I did in my live last night. And even that is beyond my concern any longer, because it was last night. Right here, we got new people in. Only one thing that I ask of anyone: we don't attack. There's plenty of places for that to happen, and if it does, I can't do anything about it. I don't participate in it. But I ask as a favor for the people who come in, for the ones who've been coming in for a while, for the ones who are new, just don't attack. For however long you decide you want to stay here, could be for 2 or 3 minutes. You might already be bored with an old yogi talking about weird stuff, or you might last the whole time. You might come back tomorrow. I'm not saying you don't have good reason to attack. I'm not saying that whoever you attacked didn't have good reasons to do what they did, because I don't know. And again, it just can't be my concern, because when it becomes my concern, my energy is divested of the thing that is important to me, and that is, again, being an instrument of peace, my own internal freedom, peacefulness. So, Babushka says, let's see, Rahu says, wish you the best in anything. Thank you, my friend. Babushka says, you can't make everyone happy. We'll watch no matter what you choose. Thank you for that. Odom says, facts. Glitch says, and you say you have no knowledge to give, Yogi. You're dropping some knowledge on us, just enough. Sure enough. Thank you. Goldie says, hi there, Odom. Goldie, my friend, how are you? Night Watcher says, I feel like I'm dampening the mood by lurking now. One, Night Watcher, you never lurk. You're always an essential part of my community, and you're my friend. It's impossible for you to be a lurker. And here's another thing, Night Watcher, is you can't destroy peace. People can let their peace be disturbed by someone else. That's not on you. It's never on you. It's always our responsibility. And I mentioned before how much I love that word responsibility, or ability to respond. So the whole concept of yoga, meditation, breath work is we train ourselves not to be reactive, but to be responsive, responsibility. Let's see. Night Watcher says hi to Goldie. Goldie says glitch AF. Night Watcher wants to know if Goldie told her daughter about the artificial intelligence on Instagram. Mocha told her daughter and took her stuff down. I was sad to see it go, but understandable. If you're an artist and you're concerned about your work, and you don't want any type of social media swooping in and having control over it without your consent. Destiny's here. Destiny says, hello, Eric McCarty. How are you? I'm good, Destiny. How are you? I enjoyed watching your strong rope work today. I love watching Destiny doing her rope work. Not as much as I love seeing her on the treadmill. Babushka says, Yogi, you should be a therapist. I think being a yogi is enough. I got my hands full with that. And by yogi, I don't mean anything. That's why I have just a yogi. I'm a yoga practitioner, lifelong practitioner. I do teach meditation and I teach breath work. But that's the extent. We all do our little part. I agree with Goldie, Night Watcher. You are not destroying the peace. Not at all, my friend. And you know what? Even if there was something that was deemed, less than peaceful or whatever, whose job is it to be at peace? Each and every one of us. That's the only thing that we can control. Am I at peace right now? Am I allowing someone else to control me? Am I allowing someone else to push my buttons? And if that's the case, what can I do to sand off my buttons? What can I do to file them down so they're almost unpressable? Why give that freedom away to someone else? Night Watcher, Four-Car Nate says, Night Watcher, you're awesome. Don't let it bother you. That person turns on everyone. It's why they're in the position they're in. Destiny says hi to Lewis. Cody says hi there to Texas Sam. Destiny says, thanks, Eric, for the kind remark. Always, my friend. I hope you guys heard that little description for our friend Destiny and check out her channel. If you need a little bit of joy, if you need a little bit of inspiration, if you need some motivation, Destiny has it 1000%. And just watching 15-second, 30-second YouTube short, your heart is just full and you walk away with a smile on your face. Noodle says, I don't know who to trust. Trust yourself. By that, though, you got to trust your true self. So again, you know what? We stick with what we know. Whatever happened on any other live stream is about that other live stream. It's not about this live stream. It's not about the conversation that we get to have here. We've been talking for 2 days straight about artificial intelligence. Does it play a role in the everyday person's life, or is it a danger? I talked about how, I'm a certified teacher through the Deepak Chopra Foundation. Um, I learned how to meditate from him in the 1990s, not him personally. And he is writing a book coming out next year on the spirituality of artificial intelligence. Does artificial intelligence have a role in spirituality? I don't know. I don't know anything about artificial intelligence except for some of the information I've gotten here. All right, let's do some catching up. Reaper says, Sister Destiny, how are you? Goldie says hi to Lewis. Eric Lapointe is here. Eric Lapointe, I really enjoyed that shout out to William. That was awesome. Eric Lapointe will just be listening today. Appreciate you being here. Matsuba says, it's true, I saw that. Procardinate says hi to Goldie. I also like Burpee Reaper, right to the point. Lapointe. He's not one to waste words. Burpee Reaper says, trust God. Amen to that. Reaper says, AI is Satan. That seems to be a general consensus with a lot of people. But again, I don't know about it. So I enjoy people putting out their views of it and let me, filling me in. Oh, what am I saying? Hi to Destiny. Hey, I missed Signature. There he is. Signature. Greetings from UK and thumbs up for me as always. Much appreciated. Our friend Signature is in Great Britain and he will take you on a walk or he'll take you on a drive. And it's absolutely beautiful. Great way to see the country and spend time with a really friendly, caring person. Highly recommend visiting Signature's channel. You can tell that my social media is stuck in the 2000 aughts. Let's see. Reaper says that we are playing in his field, unfortunately. Night Watcher says, in my opinion, AI is evil for creatives. Night Watcher, you're the reason why I've been thinking about this and talking about it. You're the one that brought it up in the conversation, and I thought it was an important subject. And I respect your view on artificial intelligence, but more specifically, I respect your view on creatives, on artists. So, again, never feel like you don't have an essential purpose here. Something that you introduced to me has been the subject again for 2 or 3 days now. That which says a strict quiet then. No need to stay quiet. But I do like to point out, again, whatever happened anywhere else at any other time isn't right now. It's not what we're dealing with. Also, it doesn't exist any longer. Someone could say, well, you can go back and, everything is recorded somewhere at some time. But in your head, in your mind, it doesn't exist any longer unless you keep bringing it up and bringing it up and bringing it up, which, of course, is everyone's right to do so, but it certainly won't lead to peace of mind. It'll just lead to worry about things that you can't change and have absolutely no control over whatsoever. Signature says, Goldie, you need rest. Goldie, how many days coming up are you going to be working? I know you did a 6-day stint, and then you had some few days off. If I happen to miss anyone's comment and they think it was, I try to skip over some of the greetings, but if I do miss something, bring it on back and let me know. Jessie says she's doing awesome. Lewis, after seeing you getting through your burpees, 5 pumps, 100 plus, if I'm not mistaken. Your burpee workout this morning. I know that the elbow pain is real, but you got this champ. How are you doing now? Signature says, let's support each other. Amen to that. Not what you says. So Yogi, what do you think of the rise of hustle culture? I don't know if I know what that is. And basically scamming people by drop shipping, basically buying cheap stuff in China and raising the price and selling it in the Western world. You know what? I never thought about that. I never heard of it. I think scamming anyone, I could do this whole, it's not right, it's not this. I know we all get entrapped within our own karmic play. We don't escape anything. We think we do, but we don't escape anything. If you make a choice that that's what you're going to do, eventually, I mentioned before, karma just means action. It's consequences. It's not punishment. It's not retribution. It's not justice. It means that when you partake in particular actions, most of which isn't even in our control, then the consequences for those actions play out, and they're never pleasant if that's what you're doing. Isaac Felton is here, says, "Oh yeah, brother, preach. Welcome, my friend." Nate says, drop shipping isn't scamming. It's just doing the same thing your local department store does for the little guy instead of the big business making all the profit. You see, that's what I like. And that's why I can't drop an opinion myself on something like that, because we never see the whole picture. And I get great information from Night Watcher, and then I get great information from Nate. And there's probably more information than that. So I I hold every opinion lightly, including, most especially, my own opinion. Doesn't mean I don't have one, but it means I've learned that it's going to change, that it's never the essence. It's never the absolute truth of anything. It's just a version of a truth, of a truth, of a truth. A version of a version of a version. Endless, infinitely so. So how could I take it overly strongly, if that makes sense? Knowing all that. Destiny says loaded signature. Reaper says, Night Watcher, that's been happening for decades. I do nothing new. Night Watcher says, no, but now that it's so popularized, it's kind of scummy. Well, scamming anyone certainly is scummy. Reaper says, appreciate you, Sister Destiny. It's feeling a lot better. Glad to hear the elbow's feeling better. The reason why the Burpee Reaper has a sore elbow is 1,000+ Navy SEALs on International Burpee Day, last Saturday. That's 3,000 push-ups. Matzo Ball says, Burpee Reaper, did you do 1,000 push-ups today? He did a lot. He did 1,000 on Saturday. 1,000+ on Saturday. Night Watcher says, Matzo Ball 3K, that's a lot. It is certainly a lot. Very few people have done it the way Burpee Reaper and Unk. Reaper says, Matzo Ball, no, today was 500, and I did 3K on Saturday. 1,000 Navy SEALs. Matzo Ball said, I know. He said he did 3,000 yesterday. Night Watcher says, Yogi, please save this blunt. Do I need help? I feel like I can't even believe my own mind. Yes, you need help. Not because of that. You need help because you don't get a whole lot of sleep, because you are young and you're confused, um, because there's some stuff going on that you've told us about, and you need to find the best way of helping yourself. You need some quiet time. Well, you know what? I don't want to say need. It's not for me to say what someone needs and what they don't need. Um, but you could certainly do with a self-care program. Sleep, some sunlight. We all need just the proper amount. I talk about that in my morning talks, getting that sunlight to the eyes. Um, Downtime. Something about um, the constant social media can just, in whatever form, screens, plays havoc with the mind. But do you need help because you can't trust your own mind? No, I don't think so. I think the only help that you need is just care. Matzo Ball says, well, Burpee Reaper, you might be able to beat the world record. If you ever look at the world record of burpees, though, and then go watch It Is What It Is, Lewis Burpee Reaper do his reps. And you'll see, not to put down the world record, that's a heck of a lot of burpees. But with Reaper, it's just a whole other category of what grace is all about. Reaper says, crazy numbers, but I'm about that stuff, Matza. But wow, that's amazing. Yeah, it is. So, let's see. Matzo put out the records as of July 2023. Most push-ups in 1 hour is held by Pop. Lauren T, who completed 3,378 push-ups, averaging over 56 per minute. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot. Nate says, if I'm going to pay a $5 markup on $3 item, I'd rather go somewhere who's going to feed their family with it instead of the billionaire Walton family or Jeff Bezos. That's an excellent point. Like I said, so many ways of looking at one thing. And just when you're sure you're right, just when you're sure that, I hit the bottom, this is the absolute truth, then we get more information. We get a little more enlightened. And to tell you the truth, again, I never gave this too much thought. I feel the same. I'd rather the money go to someone that's feeding their family. Jeff Bezos could feed every single starving child in the world. Not setting up an organization that does this, but literally just putting money in the right places and say, feed these people. And he could do it forever and still be considered rich. Destiny says, Matzo Ball, the Burpee Reaper, is a world record. He changes everything when he shows up in every place. Can't argue with that. If you've seen him in action, then you know. Reaper says, but they won't. Yeah, I agree. They won't. Reaper says, I can't imagine those billionaires sleep well at night. I don't know. It's just hard to understand that thought process of more. Need a little bit more. Want a little bit more. That it's a game, and whoever ends up with more at the end is the winner. But you've taken absolutely none of that with you whatsoever. You're not even taking the memory of having that with you. All of that's released. All of it's gone. And none of it matters, ultimately. However, You feed one starving kid, and that kid grows up, and he feeds someone. He's inspired. That's the kind of stuff. That's eternity. That watcher says Elon Musk has like 238 billion. Reaper says they got all of us playing these damn games. There was a book, man, back in the 80s, and I can't remember the name of the author. The name of the book is Finite Games and Infinite Games. And it's keeping in mind that we have these finite games, these temporary games that we play, career, sports, all the little stuff. In the Tao Te Ching, they call it the 10,000 things. But never forget, ultimately, that we're playing an infinite game. And the infinite game is the game of God. Infinite game is the game of forgetfulness, that we forget that we are ever connected to God, that we are loved by our very nature, created from clay, created from dust, and breathed into existence by the breath of God. And then we forget. But the game is to remember. The game is to always remember who we truly are, where we came from, where we return to. So, matzo ball, yeah, no, I don't want to censor any comments, but, you know, it just doesn't help us. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. Barb's my friend. I stick by her. No one else has to if they don't want to. But I think most people who come here on a regular basis will and do. Any other concern, you know, is a concern for another place. And I know there's places out there that have those concerns. So they got it covered. Reaper says American flags are made in China. Yeah, that's incredible, isn't it? Reaper says, and China has purchased lots of American land, and there's also in Mexico and Canada. Reaper says, I would love to support local farmers, but their price is a problem. It's a catch-22. If we could support them, prices would be more affordable. But right now, they can't be more affordable. So we're caught in that loop. How do we break out of it? I have no idea. The problem is local farmers aren't really subsidized by the government. Well, agribusinesses are subsidized by the government. So the local farmers, they don't catch a break from any side whatsoever. And yet, you know what? If the shit ever hit the fan, you know who would be there to bail us out? It wouldn't be the big agribusinesses. It'd be the local farmers who would have food on the table. I think if the U.S. government decides that, hey, we're going to subsidize, this is about as political as I'll ever get. If we're going to subsidize farmers, then they subsidize all farmers or none at all. Reaper says, I forgot what state just did this in the East Coast, but they shut off the water for local farmers. Wow, I hadn't heard about that. So I haven't seen our friend Flower come in today. So, at the beginning, I mentioned that I, had considered not doing live streams any longer. Just to circle back. And what I decided to do, stay in my lane. Love and support the people that come in here. The only bottom line, no attacking anyone. Other than that, hey, everyone's free to have any opinion, whatever they want. But if if it comes out as an attack, or if it's even not like about anything, if it doesn't fit into the flow of the conversation. Let's see. Not what it says. Musk could give $17 to every human if he gave all of his wealth, but that is only like 60 million starving children. So Elon Musk only gave 100 of his 138. He could give $166 per starving child and still have $38 million left. Interesting. Reaper said, real problems real soon. Yeah, I agree. You know what? And we keep turning a blind eye to it. Wolf says it costs more for the local farmer to produce the food than the big conglomerates. This is true. Destiny says, exactly, host. That's why we must support our local farmers. The prices are worth the organic foods, chemical-free and naturally healthy. Hey, that's a good point, Destiny, because if we factor in healthcare, that who knows the damage we're causing ourselves by eating contaminated food. And almost all food is contaminated in some way, except for the organic and the locally grown, which is grown with care. I mentioned yesterday the concept of prashad, which is the yogic prayer over food, that as you're preparing food, you're literally filling it with the intent of love, so that when someone consumes it, it's being consumed with the vibratory quality of love. So the health is improved. It's clean food. You would never have a little something poisonous in it just to keep off a bug or something along those lines. I realize there has to be a rule for pesticides, but it needs to be done responsibly. The foods, generally, the food that we eat doesn't nourish. It just fills us up. Reba says organic is just an excuse to increase the price because there's nothing natural in the grocery store. They're definitely cleaner, but some foods, there's that list of the dirty dozen. The foods that are most contaminated, and other foods that you can sort of get by without organic. I'm not 100% organic, but I'd say 90% of the food. Strawberries are one of the foods in that dirty dozen. I think it's like Wolf said, though, that it just costs them more to produce the food. There's greater loss because they're not using the strong pesticides and herbicide. Adventure Nomad is here. Hello, my friend. I need to love food a little bit less. I was thinking about our friend, the Burpee Reaper. He certainly loves his food, but he gets really strict period of time, and man, no one works harder. No one works harder to burn it off than he does. Let's see. Wolf says, organic or not, the cost to produce is higher for the smaller independent farms. Reaper says, clean air, they use pesticides to spray all of it. Well, not in organic. In organic, they're using, it's not the harsh chemical. I'll have to look up the distinction between the two. Tiger Gaming is here. Hello, my friend. Tiger Gaming says, hi, Eric. How are you? I'm doing pretty well, my friend. Destiny says, this is Destiny's wheelhouse right here. And all things dietary, I defer to her. There are no more important than getting the nutritional and therapeutic value from our foods. Agree 100%. Night Watcher says, Yogi, what do you think of PragerU, the conservative educational channel, which basically says if your kid doesn't obey, make them obey no matter what. And the video was hosted by a guy who doesn't. I am familiar with, it's Dennis Prager, right? And I've heard of PragerU, not my thing. But hey, he has people who support him and follow him. It's not for me to say don't or to tell someone to do. I listened to him on years ago when I was doing a bit more driving. I listened to him on some of his broadcasts, and I found myself disagreeing on almost everything that he said, and yet liking him sort of personally. He just didn't seem to be, he might be different now, I don't know. He didn't seem someone, he knew what he believed in. He had these strong beliefs, but he didn't seem like someone who was invested with making other people wrong so that he could be right. Because I mentioned that yesterday. You can never make anyone wrong enough for you to be more right. It just doesn't happen. Let's see. Believe in ADHD. And now what you says, and isn't a psychiatrist only a wannabe? Yeah, I don't know much about him personally or his university. Is it actually accredited? Squirrel Sniper says, greeting Destinies. Greeting Destiny. Reaper says, organic pesticides. Yes, I read it. Please look into it. I will. Thank you for that. Definitely pays to know what you're putting in your body. Electroculture 2, the Burpee Reaper. Tiger Gaming says, have you ever had Indian food? I have. And it was good. Not my favorite. Reaper says, I've always wanted to try Indian food. I'm surprised you haven't. Burpee Reaper always strikes me as an adventurous eater, although he refuses to even consider putting salmon on pizza. Reaper says, I want to go and sit on the floor and eat with my hands, no utensils. Utensils. That's not coming out. I could try it 3 or 4 more times and it would be the same. Reaper says, Eric, who was that that spoke to you? Which time? Oh, I missed it here. Jacob's here. Jacob, my friend, how are you? Blessings to you all. Hit that like button for our friend Yogi. Salute, brother. Hey, by the way, brother Yogi. Thank you for that, Jacob. Guys, make sure you check out Jacob putting in the reps. Wolf says, blessing everyone. Have a wonderful day. Catch you later. Wolf, thank you for coming by. Very much appreciated. Kayla Boo is here. I watched Kayla, I think it was last week, put in a mega session of gaming, and she was nothing but happy, full of life, full of energy. I heard her mention before that she's done like 11-hour gaming sessions. And I imagine she stayed that way, just full of love and light and energy the entire time. Kayla, how are you? Night Witch says, Burpee Reaper, that's what I do every freaking day. Kayla says, appreciate you hanging out with me. Hey, it was my pleasure. I always enjoy your live streams. Night Witch says, PragerU isn't actually a university. It's just a channel that's called a university. Yeah, that's what I figured. Kayla says, lurking for you, man. I appreciate that. The lurkers give me watch hours, guys. Hey, speaking of watch hours, if anyone is interested, as of June 7th, I'm at 3,848 watch hours. I'm 152 watch hours away, not counting. I keep asking this question. I don't think anyone really has an answer. When they say showing data or data, depending on how you say it, as of June 7th, does it mean June 7th is counted or it's not counted? So as of, what comes after as of? I don't know. So it's either 4 or 5 days not counted. So I'm actually in the hundreds. Or I'm sorry, I'm actually below 100. Reaper says, Night Watcher, so I'm guessing it's good. Caleb Boo says hi to the Burpee Reaper. And he also adds, no, 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 fish and pizza. I honestly think you might enjoy the salmon. Now, I've been vegan for 15 years, so it's probably been 16 years. I get some help here from our friend Destiny. You 10 souls. Thank you. You can count on my friends to see me through on these things. And everyone, if you've been here for 5 minutes, you know I need all the help that I can get. You know what? And I don't even say that joking. I need all the help that I can get. And I'm extremely fortunate that people offer it. If you ask for help, people are going to be there for you. The shame is, though, that sometimes we keep banging our head up against the wall until we're bloody, and then when we're knocked to our knees, we ask for help. Here's the good thing with that scenario. When you're on your knees, it's the perfect time to pray. However, you don't need to get knocked down before you pray. Jacob says, hey, and blessings to you, brother, legendary Burpee Reaper. The legend is growing. It's only getting stronger. Let's see, not what you says. Burpee Reaper, my usual meal is watery pule with broth, Pule, chicken with thick creamy broth rice, some good old yum yum red spinach, and some water only using my hands. That's my daily meal, 3 meals. Master Sergeant retired. Milka is here. What's up, Milka? Matt Watcher says, Yogi, I only help you in foreign pronounces. So, yeah, you've helped me with some English stuff as well. I would probably, I've never heard Night Watcher speak. I would hazard a guess that he probably speaks English better than I do. Okay, let's go slow to Destiny. I don't know if Mocha remembers, but I actually made her pizza with salmon on it before. So she could let It Is What It Is know if it was a really horrible thing or not. Granted, this was probably in the early stages of our relationship, so she might have just smiled and pretended. But for the most part, Mocha's not really someone who pretends. She doesn't like something, she'll pretty much say, "I don't like it." Just scrolling up a little bit, seeing if I missed anything. Night Watcher says, "Oh no, I'm terrible at English." You write it well. You should do a video sometime of you talking. You should do an intro video. It'd be nice to um, get you. It would be nice to get to know you as beyond just the typing words. I actually considered posting my cell phone number, so anyone who would ever want to message me could do so. I don't know if that's a terrible idea or not. I mean, what would be the worst that can happen is someone sending me a text that I don't want to read, so I don't read it. But maybe something worse could happen. I don't know. Now, what you said is I don't even know the difference between past simple, present perfect, or any other tenses. I probably couldn't tell you that either. Cody says, no, Eric McCarthy, awful idea. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that feedback, and I appreciate that you gave it instantly before I did something like that. I also thought I have issues with my phone, the memory, because I got so many nature videos saved on it that I haven't posted yet. And I like doing it straight from my phone, so I don't really download it anywhere else. Because I thought about what is the WhatsApp or the WhatsApp app. And then I found I could get it on my desktop. So maybe I'll do that. Now what just says, Yogi, don't post your phone number, please. Tiger Gaming says, ever thought of streaming outdoors while camping or something? That would be fun. I haven't camped for some time. The last time I camped really was sort of inadvertent camping, which is when Mocha and I were doing 24-hour races. And, by camping means that we either walked or we ran all through the night. But we were still outside, 24 hours. I thought about, some people have asked about some of the morning walks that I do, early morning. But for me, it's a prayerful time. And I mentioned before in the yogic tradition, they call it the Brahma Muhurtai, which means the hours of God, or hour of God is a translation, but by right, it's about an hour or so before sunrise and about an hour, maybe hour and a half after sunrise. And it is the holiest time of the day. This is what the Persian poet Rumi meant when he said, this is a time, don't go back to sleep. This is a time you want to ask for what you wish for. This is when you pray. This is when God hears your voice most clearly. So yeah, it just wouldn't feel, I don't know, never say never. Sharing something like that might be vitally important for some reason. Some might, decide that it really is a holy time and I need to be part of it. And they might decide to go out for their own walks. Or it doesn't even have to be a walk. Go out and sit by water. Night Watcher says, I've never camped in my life. Yeah, I spent much of my life before my 30s camping, backpacking, long distance backpacking. Jacob says, I might have start using my live streaming on here myself. My gigabytes on my phone is almost tore up. Hey, I'd love to see the live burpees. Night Watcher says that he would watch your stream, Jacob. I think a lot of people would. Eric the Point says about 6 hours, Goldie. Did I miss something? Oh, I did. Goldie says to Eric the Point, how close are you to Eric McCarthy? It's close enough to meet halfway for an hour's worth of burpees. I don't know if either one of us would want to drive 3 hours back after doing a bunch of burpees. Destiny says, blessings and love, Caleb Bill. Burpee Reaper picked up. Hey, we should drive midway. We should all meet in Kansas. And we got Burpee Reaper. Hey, I never asked, Jacob, where are you? Where are you located? If you want to find out if the Burpee Reaper is in the house, you can mention burpees. You can mention 90s hip hop. You can mention burritos. You can mention maple glazed donuts. Tiger Gaiman is asking Eric how he is. Jacob says, I appreciate your words, Night Watcher. I'm thinking about it. Hey, you got a built-in fan base, my friend. Eric Point says, Lewis, laughing emoji. Reaper says, my nightmares are burpees. I think it's the other way around. I think burpees have nightmares, and they're Lewis. Burritos, see? And donuts. Eric Point says he's great. Night Watcher, is that a link? I don't think it came through. If you have basic problem solving skills, you'll know this. Oh, it's not a link. So you can tell that I have basic problem solving skills. Jacob Colby says, South Carolina is my location. Beautiful state. So that's probably about 6 hours. No, probably longer than 6 hours. I don't think I'd even be out of Virginia in 6 hours. I'm in Maryland. I can be in the state of Virginia in about, on a good day's driving, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I could be in Pennsylvania in about 30 or 40 minutes. In West Virginia in about an hour. Probably less than an hour. As well as Delaware in probably 45 minutes. That's why I love my state so much. Although, properly speaking, my home state is Pennsylvania, which is another state that I absolutely love. Jacob says, my brother, legendary Mr. Burpee Reaper. Salute to you, my man. Hey, here's a question. Has anyone tried the wood chopper burpee yet? I thought about doing that on my last rep. I didn't, because I also thought, do I really want to do something I haven't done yet on my last rep when I'm filming it? Maybe I should practice it. Maybe I should do it once. But we'll see. I mentioned before, it's really it's a very well conceived move, because you are engaging the core in an extra movement, especially if you the wood splitter burpee, especially if you don't have to do it hard. You just slightly tense the abs at the bottom of the movement. You got to stretch at the top, so you're getting that full range of motion, and then you hit your burpee. Wood splitter burpee. Originated, invented, conceived, and inspired by Eric LaPointe, the Burpee Prince. Mocha says 45 minutes to Northern Virginia. She knows better than me because she has driven that pretty frequently. And the few times that I've done that has been when Mocha's been driving. Oh, I understand, Night Watcher. I've seen that before. For whatever reason, when I first saw you post that, it didn't register. Reaper says, Lewis, I said I got the axe, I don't have the wood. So we are starting the second hour of our conversation. We'll see how it goes. Always, so we've covered some interesting topics already, from artificial intelligence and all that stuff at the beginning. I can't remember what it was, but I'm sure it was interesting. Whatever anyone else wants to put out there. I mentioned before, I don't really feel that I have, I'm not dropping knowledge, I'm not dropping information, just sharing, all of us. And I learned a bit about farming from you guys. So anyone can drop any information. Awesome. Not what you says. So Yogi, what's up? What do you think of money on a societal level? Societal? It's an interesting question. Let me catch up real quick. Mocha says 3 to 4 hours to Virginia Beach. Yeah, and we both know how long Virginia is, driving down to some of the races that we did. Jacob says he's ready for another Burpee Worldwide Day again. The event was incredibly amazing. I love it. Yeah, man, I just imagine all the effort that Osiris put into it. Squirrel Sniper says, reading tonight, The Shepherds of Hermes. Hey, fill us in, Squirrel Sniper. I think money is a exchange of energy. And your next question, I don't know what that is. Reaper says, Jacob, that would be amazing. Or interesting, sorry. Squirrel Sniper says, money isn't the root of all evil. It's how you come by it. That is the key. I would agree with that. As an exchange of energy, it's not good, it's not bad. It simply is. What do you do with that energy? How do you invest that energy? Imagine how much good we could do investing that energy. Eric Point says, I'm glad I did my first burpee on that day. It's easy to remember when I started. That's true. Excellent point. Night Watcher has an excellent point. Money is the root of my drawing tablet that I want. June 8th. A day no one in the burpee community will ever forget. Squirrel Sniper says, Noodle, you could always ask Paradox. He throws them away. I had not heard that before. I haven't seen our friend Laradox in a few days. Hey, Jacob says, you may be ready to join in, Brother Eric Point. What a perfect way to celebrate a 1-year anniversary. Hey, Eric Point, do you have a rep number in mind? Are you like thinking in a week, in a month, 6 months, I'd like to hit 100 burpees? If you do, definitely hit up Burpee Reaper on his approach, because he'll tell you it doesn't matter how long it takes to get 100 burpees, just get 100 burpees. Goldie says, dang, that's a lot. However, I'm wondering if stuff you grow in excess can be bought by Eric and Cardi. Interesting. I wonder how the logistics of mailing something like that. I don't think it would be too much. That's a great idea, Goldie. And of course, it would be shared with Mocha. Burpee Reaper says, oh, Eric has to be included in the next one. No excuses, Eric. Oh yeah, he'll be a year in. He'll be celebrating his 1-year anniversary. In a year's time, he'll be fully transformed by burpees. He'll have shaved his head, streamlined. He might even shave his beard to be more wind resistant when he heads to the ground and pops back up. Jacob says, yes, sir, yes, sir. Squirrel says he set up a short saying that he would smash his tablet for subs. He gained a couple. Did he actually smash it? Boy, what a waste of a good tablet. You know, I mentioned I don't like offering my opinion, and then there I mentioned give my opinion that it's a waste of a good tablet. I do hold those opinions lightly. However, you gotta say, someone like Night Watcher would truly, truly appreciate. I wonder if he'd get the same number of subscribers if he said, I'm going to give my tablet It's a Night Watcher for a subscription for subs. We got Channing from Night Watcher. Mike Point says in a row. No, not yet. I did 25 Navy SEAL rockers and 25 wood splitters. The beard stays. The beard will probably make you fitter. It's adding some resistance. $25 Navy SEALs is no joke. 75. That's 100 pumps right there. You did 75, and then you did 25 wood splitters. So 75 push-ups in the Navy SEALs, and then 25 with the wood splitters. Hey, are you feeling those wood splitters in your core? Squirrel Supper says, yep, for a couple of subs. Hardly seems worth it. Gordy says, well, you're talking about clean food. This is true. Gordy says, and I believe one of the issues farmers are fighting with is a place to sell their product. We have a few farmers markets around here, and they seem to be pretty popular, but definitely having some type of permanent market for local farmers. Unfortunately, in my area, which was a farming, largely rural and farming up until 1980s, really, well, late 70s maybe, but still pretty prevalent in the 80s, is now largely a thing of the past, sadly. Night Watcher wants to know if farmers in London like drop a bunch of dirt in London because of bad treatment. I think maybe our friend Squirrel Sniper might know that, or Duncan Walsh, or UK Medic, or Dottie. Now what it says in Bangladesh, all the people can't see that. So immediately people sell to intermediate. There's like an emoji right in front of that word. There we go. So they are forced to sell to intermediary people that pump up the prices. Squirrel Snapper says, oh, wait, Goldie says, so they're forced to sell, there we go. I'm getting everything mixed up. It was Goldie who said they're forced to sell to intermediary people that pump up the prices. Squirrel Snapper says, Welsh farmers sprayed a council office with liquid fertilizer. That'll get the point across, that's for sure. So I see, I'm going to do a quick little scan across YouTube, and I see our friend Mayhem of Miracles is live. If anyone is sincerely looking to make new connections, make some friends, that is the place to be. I always make that little difference. The people that you meet through Mayhem of Miracles, you really, overall, you don't just make subscribers, you don't just get subscribers, you get connections and you get true friends. Not that I haven't met some great people through James Got Gype, I certainly have, and they've become great friends as well. So I actually have Maja up on her talk from June 11th, just to give out some watch hours. Let's see. Scroll Sniper says the new government scheme in UK is to reduce cattle farming and grow flowers, all for tax benefits. How will that? How does that play out? Night Watcher says because Bangladesh is basically agricultural gem. We have like a supermarket for 3 bazaars. Farmers dominate Bangladesh, and the owner of those farming basically run the country. Good for the farmers. They're the ones feeding the people. I come from a long line of farmers. My dad's father was a very unsuccessful farmer. He only farmed out of necessity. He was a forest ranger in Pennsylvania. He was the first forest ranger of Wyoming State Forest, which is not in Wyoming, by the way. It's in Pennsylvania, Wyoming County, Pennsylvania, mainly. But the county he lived was Sullivan County, which is an extension of the Wyoming State Forest. But it was also a somewhat of a political job. So when a different political party would come to office, they would clean house and appoint people of their party affiliation. So he would sometimes be out of work for a little bit. But he was so good at his job and so valuable at it that oftentimes that he was left alone. Noodle says, sorry, Night Watcher says, if I would sum up Bangladesh politics, I would say 2 very, very, very powerful women catfighting over a country like little girls. Interesting imagery. Oh, there you go. Of course, everybody says the farmers will get subsidized for having cattle, but still using the land. Not sure how I feel about government subsidies for that. I guess specifically the agribusinesses, the big farming companies, industries. Well, subsidies are frowned upon almost everywhere else for other people. And again, it certainly doesn't help the small farmers. Joe Delaney's here. Joe, how are you? Joe says hello and respect, Yogi. Happy to see you, Joe. We're talking farming. Mainly because we're talking about food, and we're talking about organic food. Joe, how has organic food played in your dietary journey? Is it of importance? Are you 100% organic, selective organic, or do you think it doesn't play in that much? Or a lot of people think it's a good idea, but it's unaffordable for many. I'm selective in my organic food, meaning like if I were to buy lentils, if I buy rice, most of the time that stuff's not organic. But I like my blueberries and strawberries. I like all of my berries being organic. I believe organic apples taste better. Things that have a peel that I don't need to worry about, like bananas, oranges and stuff, I don't worry about it. I don't eat meat, so it's not an issue. Joe says hi to everyone. The lovely Goldie says hi to lovely Joe Delaney. Jacob says, hey Joe, blessings to you. Squirrel Snipers offers greetings. Night Watcher says, oh yeah, Goldie. Oh yeah, also Goldie, I didn't see your response, but did you tell your daughter about Instagram? AI. Joe says, we got a greeting from Reaper. And Joe says, that's important for me. I'm not 100% due to cost, but I'm about 75%. I'd say that's about where I am. Eric's Point says you get a tax break if you own a farm, where I'm from, on land and vehicles. Is there like a property cap off? You have to have this much property, and like a certain amount has to be in use all the time? Interesting. Goldie says, not yet. She was still asleep when I left for work. Hey Goldie, when does university start? Goldie says, thank you for the reminder. Joe Delaney says, I have a desire to start my own garden for herbs and vegetables. It's a really good idea. And we have so many people here that would probably absolutely love to help you. Odom, I'm sure, would have lots of suggestions. Kay, micro farmer. Pesticide gardening, a brand new friend. Goldie drops a very subtle suggestion, a very subtle and helpful and healthful suggestion to Night Watcher. And yes, Night Watcher, she sleeps at least 8 hours a night. Really, I can't overemphasize the importance of getting that sleep. When you're young and you're on fire and you're full of energy, you think, I can lose a little bit of sleep here and there. It takes a toll. Jordalini says, I'm really inspired watching some of the channels I've recently followed. Yeah, they just put out such quality information, and it is inspiring. Gordy says, and she's 19. That Watcher says, and I sleep 1 hour a night, at least 1 hour a night. Man, I wish you would believe me on how, and Goldie as well, and others, how much better you would feel across the board with just a little more sleep. And by a little, I mean 7 hours more. Goldie says, first she has a huge exams, the equivalent of STA. When are the exams? Joe says, yes, I love watching Odom because harvesting is a big thing. I wanted how to learn. As well, just watching the passion that Odom has for what he does, the absolute love and the absolute joy. Odom and Destiny are people, when I need to get in touch with that kind of joy, those are the people that I turn to and watch. Gordy says, after that, the admission exam. So yeah, it's set up a little differently in the U.S. All that happens before, and then of course, getting into any kind of university is based upon, to a large extent, the exams that you've taken. Joe says, knowing when to harvest. I was thinking about that because I watched pesticarian gardening pull up some carrots in a video, and I wondered, how do you know when a carrot is ready? I should know that because gardening with my family, but I can't remember. Eric Point says, yes, a certain amount of money has to be spent and made, and it used to be 5 acres, but they made it 25 acres now, I believe. Interesting. I guess some might consider 5 acres to be more of a large-scale gardening than a farm. Goldie says, but university always starts on the 1st of October. So going through all those exams, would she be ready to start this October? Dottie's here. Dottie Dora, the UK Explorer. I was wondering if we'd see an update from you today. Goldie has been putting in some tremendous work on her band. Dottie says, hi everyone. Hope you are all having a good day. Night Watcher is laughing out loud. Laughing out loud is a sure sign of a sleep deficit. I'm pretty sure. Night Watcher says, that got a rack out of me. Well, good. Goldie says, languages, Romanian, Hungarian, spoken and written, computer science, mathematics. Hey, Goldie, do they teach English in the Romanian schools? I'm just wondering how you learned to speak English so well. Although Goldie is also someone who speaks many languages. I know you said you speak Hungarian. Did you say you spoke Italian as well? Eric Point says, I got trolled in the chat last night, Joe. They stole my and wrote horrible things. So watch out, Joe. Where was this, Eric? I'm sorry to hear that. Now what they say is you should sleep more. By more, I mean 7 hours. Only 7 because you said you get at least 1. So, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. Eric Point says, stole my name. Sorry. Oh, that's horrible. Goldie says the exams count as 30% of the admission grade. And then the rest would be based upon school performance, right? Eric Point says all different kinds of farms. And that yes, if she qualifies. Goldie says yes, if she qualifies, she starts in October. And I'm positive she will. Reaper says, electric longboard or manual? Manual. My thoughts, Burpee Reaper is a manual kind of guy. He doesn't need anything electric to do what his arms can do or what his legs can do. Dottie says, I've taken a break today from the band. Needed to do some walking. Excellent choice. Getting some walking in, so some exercise, getting in some sunlight, important. Being out in nature, vital. Our friend Dottie is a wise person. Joe Delaney says, wait, I just noticed the update, Mr. LaPointe. Oh. Let's take a cruise on over to Dottie's page, channel. Sorry, I'll never get used to that. On the button, 150 subscribers, 150 well-deserved subscribers to our friend Dottie Dora, UK Explorer. This is someone who shut down her original channel and rebuilt this one. Subscriber by subscriber by subscriber, and she's just getting started. Well done, Dottie. Beautifully done. And again, well-deserved. Goldie says yes, she doesn't need to take her English exam because she took the Cambridge English. UK people know what I mean, and qualified as a native speaker. 206 points out of 210. Wow, awesome. I don't think I'm a native speaker. I don't think I could qualify as a native speaker. I think I could qualify as being barely understandable. Joe said, did they create a new account using a name or spam your account? So what are you thinking, Reaper? What kind are you going to get? Eric Point says, I must have met someone here acting nice and subbed to them. Then when I checked on a live, I didn't recognize it was a whole live devoted to hating Barb, and there were a lot of people in it. It was scary. Dottie says, thank you, Eric. You're quite welcome. Again, very well deserved. Goldie says, nope, the rest is the portfolio and her drawing admission to prove that the portfolio is hers. Joe Delaney says 151. Awesome. Joe Delaney steps up. Absolutely awesome people. Dottie says hello to Joe Delaney. Absolutely love seeing that. Eric Point says, and Barb dropped me as a mod. I don't care about that, but she believes trolls, and I was shocked. That's a shame, especially how Barb has been affected. So I would hope that Eric LaPointe would get the benefit of the doubt. But again, I don't know. The whole affair saddened me to the point, as I mentioned, as of last night, I was thinking I was going to stop live streaming altogether. Anything that starts becoming less and less joyful, that literally feels like it is draining me of joy and energy, something that I truly enjoyed. But I decided the only thing I can do, two options: stop live streaming, or live my life the way I've always lived my life, being open, being honest, surrendering to the thing itself and seeing how it plays out. That I want to have that open door policy, but I want to have zero tolerance for attack. Anyone is attacked, and I don't want to time out. I don't want to reason. They're just gone. As I've seen before, on other live streams, I've seen it mentioned drama going on here. I think drama goes on everywhere, on every live stream, in one way or the other. And I'm glad that we've been able to wade through it. I'm glad that my friends stick by me, but I don't want everyone to have to stick by me. I don't want anyone to stick with me. I want people to enjoy and put out. So the only thing I could think is overwhelm the place with Dottie Door Explorers, with Goldies, with Eric LaPointes, with Joe Delaney's and Squirrel Snipers, and Reapers and Jacobs. I don't want to leave off any names, but you know who all of these guys are. Overwhelm the place with that. and hope for the best. I was looking at, I think I'll read it in the next live stream that I do. The characteristics of God's teachers according to A Course in Miracles. And there's 7 attributes. And that has been, I turned to A Course in Miracles in the late 1980s. And it took me 20 plus years, actually almost 30 years, maybe even 30 years to finally work through it. Because it's a difficult text and workbook, because it calls for us to diminish our ego, and the ego fights back. And I mentioned before, you can never diminish the ego with the ego. It can't be done. But of course, that's how we approach it. Until finally, I just let go and I surrendered. And I worked through that year-long course book. And that's going to be the approach that I take here, is according to A Course in Miracles, according to the Tao Te Ching, a teacher teaches what they need to learn. Therefore, a teacher and student are the same thing. And again, that's how I have approached everything. That only way I can learn those valuable qualities, a lifelong practice, is being open to what people bring me. Doesn't mean, that you don't draw a line. Like I said, when there's that personal attack, it's a different thing. We draw the line. Let's see. Sorry for that little segue. Was it a segue? Am I saying segue right? Or am I just going to keep repeating segue over and over again? Night Watcher says, Burpee Reaper, I bestow upon you a new title, the Burpee Demigod. That's not a bad one. Not a bad one at all. Eric Point says, good question, Joe. I don't know. Eric, I'm sorry to hear that. Goldie says, on the tram, heading home. Awesome. So this has not been a 12-hour day for our friend Goldie. It's still a long day for her, though. Eric Point says they were in here earlier. That's why I didn't talk in the beginning. Understandable. My hope is when people who come in who want the drama don't see it, then they'll go. For those who come in who like what they hear and see that, hey, this is just a bunch of people who care about each other, care about other people, regardless of how long you've been coming in, they'll stay. And then, again, in the face of it all I can do is offer love. Goldie says, I saw them, Eric Lapointe sent Eric McCarty some pictures. Dottie says, joy is what brings us all here, and positivity chat. Thank you. And I would be remiss not to say that Dottie is a large part of that, as each and every one of you are. As actually, that's what makes it so. All of you guys. Goldie says, is there 7 attributes? 10 attributes total. Emulating 1 Corinthians chapter 13. You know what? That's a good question, Goldie. If you're in this evening, I'll read them, and you let me know if they are. A Course in Miracles is a different thing. It's considered more of a psycho-spiritual text and workbook manual. So yeah, I'll read them. Goldie says, nope, just a 10-hour day. And if you're unable to make it, um, let me know next time, and I'll read them again. Let's see. Not what you says, is it? Tagnet, not Segway. I was thinking Segway because I went in a different direction. But you might be right. I do both. Not what you says, Goldie. I respect people like you who work so long. My mom works from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., so I know the struggles. And the important thing is why Goldie works so long. Let's see. La Finis, La Fins. Which one is correct? Says hello. Hello, my friend. How are you? Goldie says I work 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. at one job and 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. on the second. Lofins, I think. Goldie says hi. Goldie says, thank you, Night Watcher. That was actually a really nice thing to say, Night Watcher. Second one. Now I don't remember the second one I said. Lofins, I think. Says second one. I make music. It's a band's name. Awesome. Hey, do you have music up in your channel at all? I see that, just looked at it, and I see that there's some videos coming soon. That's awesome. So how about I subscribe, and I look forward to seeing your stuff. Often says too. Cool. That's absolutely awesome. Laughlin says Shadowlands is a bit of because I'm new. Goldie very kindly drops your link. Awesome. But Guardian Angel is perfect. Well, welcome, my friend. Hey, always feel free to stop by, share your music, talk it up. Now, what you said is that I love the music. Feels like the perfect RPG host. Don't know what that is. But, hey, if Night Watcher gives it a thumbs up, perfect. Medic is here. Medic says, hey, hey, hey. Medic, how are you, my friend? Joe Delaney says, I see you later this evening. All have a great day. Have a great day as well, my friend. Joe, thank you for coming in. Very much appreciated. We have dwindled down to 6. Big start. That's good because, I start losing steam. Laughlin says, thank you. It's been my dream. Hey, all about supporting someone's dream. So, hey, I'll be sharing you out. Looking forward to it. Eric Point says, hey to Medic. And Goldie says hi to Medic. Everyone says hi to Medic. Laughlin says, Night Watcher. Thank you. Laughlin says, thank you. We are working on more on the Dolphins team. So yeah, when the I'm gonna end this live stream in about 15 minutes, and I'll be checking you out. Looking forward to it. Goldie says awesome. We'll check it out. Hey Goldie, do you play? I'm not sure if I ever asked you this. Do you play any musical instruments? What about you, Medic? I remember Eric Point says he used to play. What was it that you played, Eric? Wasn't the clarinet, was it? Loppin says, okay, thank you. Gotta go. Thanks for the shout outs. Lots of love. Lots of love to you too, my friend. Yeah, because I remember mentioning my mother wanting me to take music lessons, and I wanted to play guitar. Of course, you take music lessons means piano. Medic says, I can play the piano. Awesome. I always remember my mother saying that one day you will regret it. And that certainly proved to be right. I did at one time teach myself how to play Silent Night on a harmonica. I can't guarantee you that it sounded anything like Silent Night. I can guarantee you that it was a harmonica. Other than that, your guess is as good as mine. That which says a cockroach got on my pillow in bed. Well, I guess I won't be sleeping here tonight. Not a fan of bugs, huh? Cody says, nope, always dreamed about playing the guitar, but my dad sold it before I had a chance to learn. He was frustrated because my sister wasn't interested in it. I remember my sister taking guitar lessons, but she didn't stick with it. Jacob says, I'm about to head out. Salute and blessings to you all. Thank you, Jacob. Always appreciate you being here and spending time with us. Salute to you, my friend. Hope you get all the mess fixed, Eric Point, my brother. Cody says, bye, Jacob. Thank you for being here. Definitely, thank you. Jacob's been a good friend. Hey, Medic, have you ever thought of making a video of you playing piano? If Medic makes a video of him playing piano, I will make a video of me playing Silent Night on a harmonica. Man, I probably shouldn't have made that promise, should I? Jacob says, and blessing and salute to you, Mr. Yogi. Salute, brother. Might drop by at 5 and chill with you. Much appreciated. If I ain't busy at that time, hit the like button. Thank you for that. 15 likes. Not bad for an afternoon's conversation. Brian Lane is here. Brian, how are you? Hello, Eric and Jacob in chat. Medic says never. I'm actually sort of glad to hear that, because that lets me off the hook. That means I don't have to play Silent Night on the harmonica. If I knew how to do a panel, and I used to have a karaoke machine, I would have a live stream karaoke with Yogi's friends, and of course you would all be invited. But here would be the catch: we get to pick other songs for each other. We don't get to pick our own songs. Someone gets to pick a song for us. Cody says, is that a dare? Less of a dare, more of a suggestion. I can guarantee you, whatever UK Medic plays, it's going to be better than a partial rendition of Silent Night on a harmonica. I thought I'd like to learn how to play the harmonium. Jacob says, bye, Goldie, and hey, and bye, Brother Brian. Salute. Let's see. Night Watcher says, in my opinion, all fathers are the devil incarnate. My father was a wonderful man. I was blessed. I was blessed with my father and the care he gave me, and I was blessed to be able to partially, not even partially, infinitely small, repay that favor to him in his later years. And I could not ask for a greater gift than holding his hand as he passed away, and sending him love for hours afterwards as I hold his hand, knowing that wherever consciousness goes when we die, that it's a slow process of shutting down from the body, and that he wasn't going to go through that alone. Brian says he's good. I came here to distract myself by coming here for a few minutes. Family's outside having arguments. I'm sorry about that, Brian. Goldie says, but I do use my voice to sing. So, hey, karaoke. Maybe I will invest in a new karaoke machine, because I used to have a lot of fun. I can't sing at all. If Mocha was still here, she'd say he can sing. I can sing certain songs that are slightly non-offensive to the ears of a select few. That select few might just be Mocha and Mocha alone. My two dogs certainly didn't like it at the time. But I had a lot of fun. I could sing Neil Diamond. I can sing a lot of things where my voice doesn't have to go too far up or too far down. Night Watcher says, karaoke, but Yogi dances in a pink princess dress while singing. I can guarantee you that will never happen. Medic says, I sound like Barry White if I sing. In the morning and at night, my voice sounds like Luther Vandross. So we'll have a double karaoke bash. We will have a karaoke in the morning featuring Medic's version of Barry White, Can't Get Enough of Your Love, and Luther Vandross in the evening. I'm trying to think of a Luther Vandross song, and I can't think of one right now. Again, if Mecca was here, she would, one, be highly disappointed in me. And then two, she would offer several right off the bat. Brian Lane says, hello, not watching if you're here. He's here. Goldie says, oh, Brian, I'm sorry. Yeah, I am too. It's always rough hearing loved ones argue. Brian says, I'm fine. Thanks for asking, buddy, and thanks, Goldie. It's okay. Eric Lapointe says, sorry, cut off. You notice Eric Lapointe got cut off right when I suggested karaoke singing. Coincidence? Was that a selective cutting off? Does it mean that Eric Lapointe has no interest in hearing me sing Neil Diamond on my karaoke machine? I find that hard to believe. Especially, I can't believe that Eric Lapointe wouldn't want to hear UK Medic singing Barry White. The question would be, what would Eric Lapointe pick to sing? And what would Goldie pick to sing? Night Watcher says, with the cockroach stepped, I poured hand sanitizer, so it's all wet and cannot sleep. Well, I'll be sleeping in my uncle's room. Can you turn the pillow over? Medic says, never too much. Dance with my father again. The list is endless. Medic says, so it's beautiful noise at Eric. Beautiful noise. I like the sound of that. Gordy said, had to get out and come back again. Night Watcher's having pretty poor luck with cockroaches. Gordy says, what about me? We mentioned, I was asking if you were to sing karaoke, if we had a karaoke bash, what type of song would you pick? Who would you like to, what artists do you enjoy singing to? Our friend Noble Scrolling Savage is here. Noble Scrolling Traveler is here. And speaking of musical people, I bet 100% that Noble would be all in on a YouTube karaoke jam. Jamboree? Gordy says hi there to Noble. Noble, how are you doing? Now what just says, I ain't sleeping on that contaminated wet sack. It's already been touched by a cockroach. And another one. Well, I'm sorry you're going through that, Night Watcher. Eric the Point says, I can't sing. Yeah, I can't either. But I would do it. I would step up. I would sing anything by the Partridge Family you'd ask me to. I would sing select Beatles songs. Medic says, I gave my friend's daughter a precious gift. I gave her a jam jar with a lid on and told her I had caught a molecule. She probably told and showed her friends, and one day she decided to set it free. It was a kind gesture all the way around. Noble says, love y'all. Just passed my interview for Casino Custody and start orientation on Monday. That's awesome. Congratulations. That's big, Noble. Gordy says, I love ABBA. I love ABBA too. I think I would attempt to sing, I'd have to practice. I would attempt to sing Mamma Mia. Roxette. Eminem's collab with Rihanna and religious music. Nice. It's a nice selection. Night Watcher says, Yogi, save me. Man, I can't battle cockroaches for you. I wish I could. I wouldn't be much help. As a vegan, I'd have to catch each and every one and take it outside. It would be a long, involved process. Eric Point says, nice symbol. Yeah, very nice. Big congratulations. Gordy says, a lot of 80s and 90s. I like singing 80s stuff. I like singing, weirdly enough, girl band music from the 1960s. Don't ask me why. Medic says, I'd sing Marvin Gaye, Sexual Healing, or Mercy Me. All right, I think we're on. So we decided against me playing my version of Silent Night on the harmonica, and instead we're all going with karaoke. And as I said, I know that Noble is in. That what you says, I'd sing Pound Town at the karaoke. Just kidding. Obviously, I'm not that weird. I don't know. You're pretty weird, Night Watcher. You're pretty weird in the best possible way. As a matter of fact, you're so weird that I'm proud of you for being weird. Because it takes a strong person to be truly weird. Let's see. Noble says, another change in my life is getting accepted into the local Freemason Lodge. I start the process on Wednesday. Awesome. That's a proud tradition. Long tradition. Goldie says, Smar is Pentecost here. What does that entitle for you, Goldie? Noble says, thank you for all the love. You're welcome, my friend. Well deserved. No one deserves it more. Eric Point says, I would sing that song that goes, I'm too sexy for my shirt. You know what? I think the entire YouTube collective community would all pitch in money to pay Eric Lapointe to hear and watch him sing that song, as he did Wood Splitter Burpees. Medic says, good for you, Noble. Yes, sir. Welcome to the square. So, Medic, you're a Freemason. That's awesome. Goldie says, so I'm planning on recording a song in 5 languages. What are the languages? So, Romanian, English, Hungarian. I know there's 3. Night Watcher would sing to rhyme by Howard Moody. Don't know that. That makes me think though that I could sing Nights in White Satin by the Moody Blues. If our friend Salina was here, and speaking of Salina, sending prayers to Salina and her sister Dana. If she was here for a karaoke, just for her, I would sing In the Garden of Vita, Iron Butterfly. I would sing the 27-minute version of it. Actually, I think it's only a 19-minute version of it, but it would feel like 27 minutes. Night Watcher says, if you know, you know. Okay, Goldie says Pentecost was when the Holy Spirit was sent to earth. Nice. Medic says, I will do 4 and Goldie, at Goldie, and once I've mastered English, I'll make it 5. Yeah, I don't think mastering English is in my my near or far future. Night Watcher says, Fun to Rhyme is not for kids song about, and which basically proves if you are dirty-minded or not. Interesting. Goldie says English, Romanian, Hungarian, Turkish, and French. Wow, that would be awesome. Hey, Eric Lapointe, do you speak any other languages? I took French for several years and I can't speak French. I took German for a semester and I can't speak German. I had a Hungarian grandmother and I can't speak Hungarian. I have had American parents and I can barely speak American. Night Watcher says it's a kid's song that if you're dirty-minded becomes not for kids, if you know what I mean. I know what you mean. So, let's see. Goldie says, because I heard the song for the first time in the International Christian Church in Antakya, Hatay Province, Turkey. Nice. I would imagine Turkey being a mix of Orthodox Christianity and Islam. So I'm guessing Medic has put Romanian and replied in Romanian. Goldie says yes. I think I mentioned before I had a friend who was Greek Orthodox who told me that everyone gets one chance to join the Orthodoxy, and that he was my opportunity. Not what it says. Life is so confusing. It is. I can't argue that. Goldie has an excellent point, especially when you don't get enough sleep. Absolutely true. Lack of sleep clouds the mind. We don't make our best judgment calls. So speaking of taking care of ourselves, I need to take care of myself with some food and a little decompressing, getting in some breath work. And I'll be back in about 2 hours. Hopefully, in about 2 hours, some of you will be asleep. Everyone's welcome, but hopefully, maybe some will be asleep. Medic says confusion is a state of mind. It certainly is. Squirrel Sniper says neutral only if you let it. Not what you says. Okay, bye, Yogi. By the way, not watcher. My daughter said she knows about Meta. Good. Now, what you says, if I had more time, I would have a intellectual talk about Goldie and intellectual talk with Goldie and Squirrel Sniper. Well, I'm sorry, I have to go because that would be interesting. Now, what you says, Goldie, all right. I'm glad you're listening, hopefully. Medic says, more wisdom from the mouth of UK Medic. Ought to be writing this stuff down. Super Meow says, piss on those books. Me personally? Well, that would be an awful thing to do to books. I love each and every book on that shelf back there. Different reasons, different memories. So yeah, probably not going to happen. Goldie says, Night Watcher, you have all the time in the world. Medic says, yes, don't plan on having. I felt the same way. I was excluded from that list. I didn't take it personally, though. I figured UK Medic and Eric Lapointe, we would just sit around and, have our mouth hanging open as they had that intellectual conversation, twiddling our thumbs. That made me laugh, Medic. Medic says, help me Allah, whatever God you believe in. Medic says, we would be happy just sitting watching cows. This is absolutely true. Even more so, we don't even need to watch real cows. We'd be perfectly happy sitting here watching videos of cows. Gordy says, guess that she was Romanian, puts my country to shame. Medic says, are cows watching us? This is true as well. A staring contest, as with you and your squirrel. So, now that I'm heading off with visions of me staring at cows, and cows staring back at me, that's a good image to take with me. I'm gonna make something to eat. I'm gonna do some breath work, relax for a bit. I'll be back in about 2 hours. Appreciate everyone being here. Relatively speaking, you know, it wasn't that bad. I missed some of our other friends. I hope, again, maybe I'm naive about some things. I hope everything can be worked out. We'll see. But we'll just keep working on ourselves the best that we can. You're going to survive, Night Watcher. You are tougher than a cockroach. Goldie says, thank you for the lovely live and chat. Thank you, Goldie. Very much appreciated. Medic Eric Lapointe. Night Watcher, as always. Jacob, Brian Lane. Lewis, Destiny was here. Dottie was here. Joe Delaney was here. A lot of new people was here. Hey, I hope it was worth it, guys. I hope it was worth it for being here. If it is, come back. If it wasn't, that's perfectly fine. Honestly, I'm cool either way. Much appreciated that you at least came in and you tried and you kept it peaceful. So, with that, guys, thank you.